Hi folks, today we take a look at the seemingly stacked Impact Wrestling Knockouts division in 2020. Of course, due to the pandemic, we are not seeing all of them competing at the moment, although it is a promising lineup for the future. Let's begin the list with the newest faces. Diona Poeso, the virtuoso, is so new she only appeared on Impact Wrestling this week. But it's not the only time she's been a knockout, as Poeso previously featured on Impact's lesser seen one night only pay-per-view. Despite being 25-year-old, she has over 6 years experience and has wrestled all over, from WWE to Ring of Honor to Impact to Stardom. Till now, she hasn't been given the ball to show her true potential yet. But going by her list promo, it seems the world is finally ready to see the real virtuosa in action. Tasha Steele, with only a few years in the business, not much is known about her. Going by the nickname the Bowoka Bass, she is known primarily for her work with Ring of Honor and NWA Power. Probably the biggest name she has wrestled so far is Melina in the Elusive Effort, although she does hold wins over Engineer Love, Marty Bell, Chris Stanley, and other in multi-women matches. She's still got a long way to go if she wants to make an impact, pun intended. Siding with Kiera Hogan, someone who has always been established in the Knockouts division, is a great way to start. The looks set to feud with two others on this list after attacking him last week. Kimberly, she has been touted as a featured star several times, but for whatever reason it hasn't happened for her. Originally found success in a tag team with Cherry Bomb, aka Ali the Bunny, she was called up to WWE in 2017 and positioned in their NXT brand along with other promising independent talent. Later that year, she was renamed Abby Leffy, but results didn't go her way, and she was released the following year. After this, she met her boyfriend Zachary Wentz of the Rascals, and they got married this month. So it makes sense that she will join him on the Impact Wrestling roster and finally get the break she worked so hard for the past 9 years. She is one of the most traveled knockouts on the roster, having worked for a vast range of promoters, including, well, I'm not gonna say the whole name of promoters, but you know who Kimberly is. Nevaeh, she is mostly known for her work in Simmer Women's Athlete as tag team champions with Madison Wayne and Women of Wrestling under the name Hazard. Also, she is the wife of OVE's Jake Chris, and they are childhood sweethearts with 2 daughters. Nevaeh debuted on Impact Wrestling, watching Havoc matches from afar. It was teased like she would eventually attack Havoc, but instead she was the wing and stopped Kimberly from striking her with brass knuckles. The history between them dates way back to 2007 when she lost her debut match to Havoc in Cleveland All Pro Wrestling. Since then, the two will occasionally team up or battle each other in Simmer, CCW, and Women of Wrestling. In fact, it was September when they formed a heel team in Women of Wrestling. So not only she has got some serious connection with the Chris's and Sami Callihan, but she is also really good friends with Havoc. It's difficult to see how good she is, but I'm sure we'll find out shortly. Kylie Ray, with only a few years in the business, Kylie is one of the least experienced knockouts. You would think so, but she has only been wrestling since 2016. Before this, she worked as a stunt woman for TVs and movies. Many will remember her smiley face from the early days of AEW. She was often compared to WWE's Bayley, with her overly positive attitude and always being up for a challenge. The reason behind her leaving isn't public record, but Tonka assured the men it was very admissible. It was later revealed that Kylie had been suffering from major depression and eating disorder. What seems likely is that she wasn't mentally ready for the pressure of AEW, so she decided it was best to take a step back. Working with Impact Wrestling is less of a spotlight, and she can work on her craft before moving up to a bigger platform. Kylie is currently working a storyline where she has befriended Suzanne. Tennille Dashwood, formerly known as Emma in WWE, Tennille has yet to get off the ground in Impact, having been contracted for almost a year. An injury sidelined her early on. After returning, she unsuccessfully challenged SHAREfactory for the Knockouts Championship, but has since disappeared again. Although she's a solid worker, Dashwood has yet to win any major women's championship. Arguably, the biggest match of her career was taken on Paige to crown the first ever NXT Women's Champion. And then there's the partnership with Santina Marella, which seemed like it was getting over before it ended abruptly. As a stroke of Lance Storm, we know she can all be relied on to have a good match, but what would it take to tip her over the edge? And don't say Emelina, that name is forbidden. Her Instagram, however. Katie Forbes. Katie is a trick machine who spends most of her time either pleasing her man Rob Van Dam or being worked over by her girlfriend. With incredibly thick assets, some would scream fake. She isn't shy in displaying them, so much so that her RVD and her girlfriend Jennifer Barlow got Impact Wrestling banned from Twitch for a few weeks. Why? Because they pretty much had a threesome in their bed with whipped cream and everything. It was clearly too much for Trish, who found it necessary to send out a warning shot. With how Rob and her act on TV, there comes a lot of social media hate, and this has translated into storyline. Teaming with Joseph P. Wyatt, the reformed version of Joey Wyatt, they make up the new stable known as cancel culture. Basically, anything remotely insulting will result in it being cancelled forever. This came about because Katie was distracted with RVD during his match, as she was unhappy with all the hate they were getting on social media. And well, it's been put on hold during the pandemic, but it's safe to say they will return to this gimmick soon. Alicia Edwards. I hate to be negative, but she's probably the least impressive knockout on the roster. Unless she's able to improve her ring work, she makes a good enhancement talent and manager for her husband Eddie Edwards. But that's about it. I did like the storyline between her and Ace Austin, although it was nonsensical at times. There's definitely a place for her, but she will end up losing most of the time unless she's partnered up with Eddie. In every decision, you need one or two who can be great at getting others over, and so far she has done the job. She's unlikely to ever win the Knockouts title, but not everyone is destined for that kind of thing. She could very well be the Heath Slater of the Knockouts, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Kiera Hogan, one of the only few openly gay female wrestlers in the business. She's also less than 5 feet tall. Regardless of these facts, Kiera Hogan is sure to be a champion one day. She's improving all the time, and at 25 years old is always showing wisdom beyond her time. Not only she has mixed it up with everybody, she has taken Tessa Steele into her wing. She wasn't getting over as a face, but since switching her color scheme from red to hot to blue hot, well, before Sasha Banks did, it suited her a whole lot more. There's definitely potential there, but we may have to wait another year or two till she's able to bring it out. Havoc. As the biggest, Havoc is the first former Knockout champion to be listed here. And while no, I once said she's absolutely killing it as an athlete, I do think she's doing the job of being the division's powerhouse. Not only that, but she can get hardcore when called upon, which is a unique asset. Some may remember her in original time when she wore a mask and defeated Awesome Kong. She come a long way since then, though I say she more reliable now, and you know what you gain with having. It's not going to be pretty, but she will always bring the goods. Her character work is progressing thanks to the recent storyline with Father Jan Manso, Rosemary, and Shu Young. Also, a semi-colon real life girlfriend, you know he's gonna be helping her with that side of things. I will be doing another video. It'll be part 2. Until then, I will post another video later on today or maybe tomorrow. Until then, see you later.